The Toronto District School Board is about to get another lesson in belt tightening, and this one could result in layoffs. I'm Cristina Howorun, and in a letter obtained from the board and teachers union to high school teachers, it outlines that bumping is going to have to happen despite attrition protection funding from the province and increasing student enrollment.
The government provides the money. So if the school board has to do layoffs, it's because the government's not providing them enough money. And we know that boards, not just the TDSB, but boards across the province are telling us that. They've moved to bumping now, which means there are going to be job losses.
Thompson promised that a $1.6 billion attrition protection fund should stave off any frontline layoffs and says that any layoffs are the result of board decisions. Are you saying then that any teacher that loses their job, this is because of financial mismanagement or just perhaps improper management, I guess, on behalf of the board?
Well, I would suggest that TDSB probably has an opportunity where they could sharpen their pencil. You know, we know they've mismanaged funds in previous years, and the fact of the matter is they have a $3 billion budget, and we are confident that they could find 1 cent on every dollar in savings from within.
The issue being is that the government's attrition protection funding that a number of people have been discussing around this issue does not apply to positions that are not in the classroom. So when we talk about someone that has been on leave this year or someone that has been working centrally this year, they're not in a classroom, thus that protection funding does not come to the board to cover off those positions.
So potentially you could be looking at 145 layoffs?
Approximately, yes.
That's 145 teaching positions that could be deemed surplus because of increased classroom sizes and changes to funding.
Toronto District School Board cannot guarantee that every surplus teacher will have a position at the start of the school year this year.
Is this different than years in the past? Because we know that bumping from school to school happens fairly regularly.
It does happen very regularly in times of declining enrollment. What's different about this year is that we're in a position of enrollment growth, and so should be hiring, but instead, because of the cuts to education and education funding, the board is in a position of having to reduce its expenditures, and as a result, there is no job security for our members.
Not one teacher will lose their job because of our proposed changes.
The opposition doesn't buy it.
This is a direct result of the funding cuts by the government and the increases in class sizes. What we see is that what we've said all along, it's actually going to hurt students. It is going to impact jobs in terms of frontline teachers, and it's a disservice to the young people of our province. They're going to have fewer choices in terms of options at school, and they're going to have larger class sizes.
The TDSB says it's hopeful that nobody will lose their job and that teachers will be called back, but they are struggling to find more than $60 million in savings without impacting student learning. According to the collective agreement, teachers have to find out by June 28th if they have a job come September. In North York, Cristina Howorun, City News.